Hi, welcome to the Great Margarita Hunt. I'm Jenny, and I'm on the hunt for the very best margarita in the whole world. And it's not the first place I looked, but obviously, if I'm looking for a great margarita, I had to go to Margaritaville at some point. And over the years, we went to Margaritaville in different places, many different times. We've stayed at the resorts, and in the Caribbean, we have visited a number of locations, and we have the glasses to prove it. So obviously recently we, with Jimmy Buffett's friends and family, were very sad to know that he has left us here. But we are going to celebrate today this legacy of a margarita type of moment. Margaritaville wasn't just about merchandising, although it could seem that way sometimes, but Jimmy Buffett himself represented this laid back, take it easy, it's 5 o'clock somewhere type of attitude. And I have a lot of good friends that are definitely parrot heads and have celebrated and followed the Margaritaville community for a long time. And what a great bunch of people. So I wanted to take this time to celebrate Margaritaville as part of our hunt for the best margarita over the many years that we've celebrated and looked for a great margarita, and also the fun that we've had at all the different Margaritavilles that we visited over the years. So let's start with this. We're going to have a frozen pitcher of margaritas using one of the Margaritaville machines here that you'll see. Now, if you've watched any of our other shows, you know I'm always looking for the right ice mixture or trying to figure out how to make the blender make this really good margarita consistency for a frozen margarita. Well, this baby right here, it looks like, I mean, it's kind of like the Hoover of margarita machines, right? For the home person, this is about as good as it's going to get as compared to the nice fancy machines that they have at places like Lopez that we went to recently. That was, by the way, developed in Dallas many years ago. Anyway, this thing I bought to celebrate one of my kids' celebrations, and so this was my adult celebration machine, and I've used it at family gatherings and different parties over the years, and it really does work really well for the consistency that you want with a margarita. And you can use it with any kind of drink, but we're going to focus on the margarita today, and we're going to use the recipes that we found that either Jimmy Buffett or the Margaritaville industry company had shared over the years. So let's get started. So with the, I'm going to show you the recipe that we're going to use. I've already filled up this hopper here with ice. Let me show you the recipe. We're going to use 3 ounces of Reposado tequila. Today we're using the Marzul, and 2 ounces of Blanco tequila, 2 ounces of orange liqueur, 2 ounces of fresh squeezed lime juice, 4 ounces of fresh squeezed orange juice, and 3 cups of ice. Now, 3 cups of ice is the approximate because we filled this up, and the cool thing about these machines is that they figure out how much they need to put in the pitcher for you. So you start off with this pitcher just like you would if you were using a mixer or a jigger, and you just start off putting your ingredients in here. So we're going to start with our 3 ounces of the Reposado. This is this Marzul that comes from a family in San Antonio. We really enjoyed it when we first tried it. They have no additives, and so we like supporting that. So 3 ounces of this Reposado, and it was good. It's a good Reposado. And then we're going to add in the 2 ounces of the Blanco. Okay, that doesn't want to go in there, so we won't fight with it right now. 2 ounces of the Blanco. Get that in there. And then you need all of this, you know, to mix in with that ice so that you get the great flavor here. And then we're going to use 2 ounces of orange liqueur. Now, the recipes typically that we saw for Margaritaville call for triple sec. We're going to go ahead and use this Grand Gala. It's a little darker perhaps than the triple sec, but we think it'll get the good orange flavor that we're looking for in there, just like we want. And then 2 ounces of fresh squeezed only lime juice. So we're going to put in the 2 ounces of the fresh squeezed lime juice, and then here is where we get 4 ounces of fresh squeezed orange juice. Now, I'm saying it that way because that's a lot of orange juice, and especially when you put it in with the orange liqueur, not everyone would think to do that. So that could be the secret to those of you who really like those margaritas that come from Margaritaville. This fresh squeezed orange juice Could be it. Now, I'm not telling you they use fresh squeezed orange juice, but we do here at the Margarita Hunt. We always do. And then the 3 cups of ice, I don't have to add because it's going to be added for me by this margarita machine. So here, I'm going to put this back on. You'll notice there's a hole here because the ice is going to come in from this hopper. I call it the hopper, right? So it'll be a little loud here for a moment. Here we go. It's shaving Hawaiian ice machine. It's shaving it. And then once it's shaved in, it's not done. Now, I like a really frozen margarita. So they have an option here. You can add more ice if you want. Just to get a little bit more ice in there. And then you have the ability to adjust it as you want. Okay, so I'm going to use one of our Margaritaville glasses that we've purchased over the years. We always thought it was kind of fun to come home with a glass from wherever we went to. This one's from Jamaica. We have some from Grand Turk and from the Cayman Islands, from Key West. Lots of fun and lots of fun memories. Okay, now notice the color of this. See, this is going to be a little less maybe green than you're expecting because of that orange juice that we put in there. All right, now I'm not going to try it yet. I'm going to put it over here while we start with our second margarita recipe. Let me show you that recipe right now. This is the official Margaritaville margarita, and we're telling you that because we got it from an People magazine that showed Jimmy Buffett and was an interview with him. So 1 cup of ice, that's to do the shaking, 2 ounces of tequila, 1.5 ounces of fresh lime juice, 1.5 ounces of water, now that's different for me, 1 ounce of orange liqueur, and a half teaspoon of superfine sugar. So same thing, I'm going to use this Key West Margaritaville. I actually remember, well, we've been there a few times, and we've been to the Margaritaville there a few times, and I remember sitting at the bar, enjoying watching and listening to all the great songs. Do you know where to find a good cheeseburger? Well, it's in paradise, of course, right? And we all know it's 5 o'clock somewhere, but what about Monday? It's going to be all right, isn't it? So let's have this margarita ready. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to take my, get my cup of ice. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to go ahead and put my ice in the glass. This one we're going to do on the rocks. See how much it'll get in there. It's pretty good. There we go. Use these smaller ice pebbles here. Okay, and so now I need a cup of ice to put in my shaker. Let me get this. That's good. Maybe just a little more. Okay, and so we're going to put in the 2 ounces of tequila. We're going to again use this Marzul. And this is their Blanco, and then 1.5 ounces of the fresh lime juice. And again, I'm not telling you they've used fresh lime juice when you go to Margaritaville, but we're going to do that here. We'll make that little adjustment here. Here we go, 1.5 ounces, and then 1.5 ounces of water. I'm going to stay true to this recipe. Mr. Buffett got so many things right. I don't know who did this recipe for him, but we're certainly going to try it just like it was printed. And then 1 ounce of the orange liqueur. And again, I'm going to use this Grand Gala instead of the triple sec, but same thing. Here we go. So we go 1 ounce here of that orange liqueur, and then a half teaspoon of superfine sugar. Now, you know, normally we would add like simple syrup or agave syrup, usually, but we want a half teaspoon, let me get this right, of this. This is this superfine sugar you can buy, or you can put your granulated sugar in a food processor and blend it up for yourself and use it that way. Okay, and then we're going to shake. We could play the music while we do this. You know, you can't do this on YouTube. You can't. Oh, wait a minute. I did that wrong, didn't I? Here we go. You can't do that. Oh, I hope this doesn't go on me. Let's see. Okay. But we can't play the tunes that we all know are going in our heads right now as we think about Margaritaville. We stayed at one of the resorts once, and we enjoyed it. It was a beautiful, beautiful place. Uh-oh. This may take a minute. We may have to have one of those screens that goes with all the colors on it. We're having a problem here. Okay, we're gonna take a break so I can get this apart. Oh, I got it, I got it. Okay, so here we go. There it is. We almost filled up that glass, almost. Okay, so here we go. We have the pitcher of margaritas. We do have a little bit left in this that we could share with someone, but this is really for us. And normally, they would serve it with a straw, but we're gonna drink it. This is the Margaritaville recipe from the frozen margarita. I think I have too much salt on that one. Interesting, isn't it? That orange juice makes a very different taste in it, but not as sweet as I thought it might. That would be good for eating. At Margaritaville, they have all the foods that we know of from Jimmy Buffett songs, and this would be good for that. Maybe with my cheeseburger in paradise or my nachos. I think if I remember, they had this like towering thing of nachos, and that would be what I would use with this. Now this is that recipe that we found that when Jimmy Buffett was interviewed in People magazine, they shared this recipe. It has the water and the sugar in it. That better. I do. In fact, I might use that recipe in this machine to do it that way. I know I've enjoyed this with my own margarita recipes before in this machine because I like that consistency in here. But I think the flavor on this one, I like this better. I do. Even though this was made with that reposado. I think, and I love this Marzu tequila, both the reposado and the blanco, but I think just for drinking, I would enjoy this On the Rocks one that has the official Margaritaville one. I do. Now, let's be straight, I guess. You don't really go to Margaritaville for the margaritas. You go to Margaritaville for the experience, which is sitting around with your friends or your family or just enjoying the breeze wherever you are and taking a moment to chill and appreciate your toes in the sand and the music and the vibe and everything. And that's what we've done every time we've gone. We've really enjoyed it. Enough to get glasses from all those places just so we could remember it, t-shirts and the hats and the whole thing, because it reminded us. We still have all of our plastic glasses up here from Cozumel, and we've gone swimming there, and boy, we've had such a great time. It's a sad moment to say goodbye to Jimmy Buffett, but we know that we will all think of him every time it's 5 o'clock, and we're all excited about what that means. And also just, we want to tell his family that we've been thinking of them, and they're in our thoughts and prayers, and also to celebrate, salute the Margaritaville and everything Jimmy Buffett did for us for so many years with his music, with his as an entertainer, and with the great margaritas. The hunt continues.